Parental Alienation, the Narcissist in Action. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I'm now going to provide you with a report which enables you to understand more about the behavior of a particular type of narcissist, but also see a further example of parental alienation in action to help you gain more understanding about this kind of tactic that's utilized by a narcissist. I've explained elsewhere that where there is a breakup of a relationship between a narcissist and the non-narcissist, children are involved, the narcissist will either find themselves denied access or custody of the children as a consequence of their own behaviours, to which they then, because that is a huge threat to their sense of control, cry parental alienation, labelling the non-narcissist parent who has custody or residence of the children as being the one that has turned the children against them, that has made up lies to place false evidence before the court, so that that narcissist denied access and involvement with their children. In alternative scenarios, the narcissist manufactures evidence, tells lies, smears, pours poison in the ears of the children so that they choose and decide to stay with the narcissist parent. Thus, the non-narcissist is alienated from their children. You will find out what has happened in this instance, along with a host of various manipulative behaviours. It's a report that appeared in the Daily Mail, written by Andrea Cavalier. The husband, accused of abuse by the New York mother of three, who is believed to have killed herself by assisted suicide in Switzerland, wrote an email just 2 months earlier, vowing he would never stop as he spent $3 million to win custody of their children. In the email, Hoover, lawyer Allan Kassenhoff sent to his ex-wife Catherine Kassenhoff on March the 19th, he wrote that she must be really proud of financially decimating me and the children, and accused her of focusing her rage on destroying him instead of getting help. Telling of lie, quite possibly, or if it is the case that the mother was focused on destroying him, led by emotional thinking, it's a utilization of the truth for the purposes of provoking her. 2 months later, on May the 27th, Catherine took to Facebook to pen a heartbreaking note when she announced she would be ending my own life. The former special counsel to the governor of New York had recently been diagnosed with her third round of cancer, and this time it was terminal. In addition to the vicious disease, she allegedly was being abused by Allan, who she captured on video throwing tantrums, ignition of fury, calling her a fat old loser, insult, and who allegedly threatened, use of threat, to release a video of her in her underwear on YouTube. Belittlement. Allan, who works for law firm Greenberg Traurig, is currently under an investigation by the company and has taken a voluntary leave of absence to focus on his family. Despite multiple judge rulings, he had not done anything wrong. However, in Catherine's Facebook farewell on the May 27th, she released thousands of court documents alongside the videos in a now defunct Dropbox link that paint an entirely different picture. One of the links obtained by dailymail.com included the email from Allan that began with a list of the ruinous sum of money he said she had forced him to spend out of love for his children. Blame-shifting, provocation. You must be really proud of yourself for financially decimating me and the children, he wrote. But make no mistake, no one is fooled, Catherine. Everyone knows that your goal is to destroy me, and you don't care what that means to the children. Hoover. Belittlement, invalidation, provocation, blame-shifting. The court had designated Allan as the primary parent, and Catherine accused him of doing everything possible to keep her away from their three daughters, aged 9, 12, and 13, including several attempts to have her arrested. You have done all of this in hopes that I would give up and stop trying to protect the children from you. I won't. Even if this court awards you my last dollar, I will never stop protecting them until the day I die, he wrote. He's demonstrating false empathy for the children and, of course, is exhibiting a fake white knight syndrome, whereby he believes that he is the protector of the children, even though blinded by his narcissism, he does not recognize that what he's actually doing is presenting problems for the children and alienating them from their mother. Allan has spent over $3 million on their custody case to keep the children away from her, nullification of threat to control, Catherine claimed, noting that he paid his attorney at least $2 million. According to court records, Allan forked over at least $500,000 more for neutral experts and paid Catherine $885,000 in court-ordered payments. In Allan's email, he wrote, "Catherine, you must be really proud of yourself for financially decimating me and the children. But make no mistake, no one is fooled, Catherine. Everyone knows that your goal is to destroy me and you don't care what that means to the children. You have sued me and Gus 3 times, threats to control. You've tried to get me disbarred, threat to control. You've tried to get me fired, threat to control. You have reported me repeatedly, threat to control, to the police and district attorney's office. You have ridiculed and attacked me and embarrassed the kids on Facebook. And you know what? I'm still here and I'm still standing. You have done all of this in hopes that I would give up and stop trying to protect the children from you. I won't. Even if this court awards you my last dollar, I will never stop protecting them until the day I die. If I lose my house, so be it. If I go bankrupt, so be it. I will do everything and anything to take care of the kids and protect them. You know why? Because I love my children more than you could ever love anybody. All you know is hate and vengeance, projection. I feel sorry for you, false compassion. And whilst at times I might become angry and frustrated, at the end of the day I pity you, because your behaviour has ruined your life and your relationship with the kids. Instead of focusing on getting help, suggestion that she's the problem, you have focused your rage on destroying me. For that, I'm sad for you, because you will never get a chance to have these years back. Even if you succeed and take every last dollar I have, I will still have my children's love, and I will move forward in life knowing that I gave everything I had to protect them. Rather sanctimonious and self-righteous approach from this individual. The battle for custody has raged on since 2019. In 2022, Catherine was let go from her job as special counsel to the governor of New York after she was arrested for violating a protective order. The charges were later dismissed. In Catherine's May 27th Facebook post, she wrote about her third cancer diagnosis and said she was not strong enough to go through debilitating chemo, surgeries and radiation again. She also said she kept her health secrets under wraps because her husband would have tried that much harder to end my existence, use of vulnerability against the victim. It is with profound heartbreak that I hope none of you ever experience that I am writing my last post ever. Today I will be ending my own life, she wrote in a now-deleted post. I will be doing so in a dignified and idyllic setting in Europe. There are simply no other options left. In the last 4 years of my life, I have woken up every day to a nightmare like no other. I can no longer endure the abuse and terror of Allan Kassenhoff. I have also endured the emotional devastation of being without my children for so long. DailyMail.com was working to confirm if Catherine did follow through with her planned suicide. Ms. Magazine journalist Amy Polacco, who knew Kassenhoff personally, penned a tribute to the mum, suggesting she had indeed ended her life. Perhaps if I had the physical endurance to keep going, I would, but with a new terminal health issue that will soon be limiting my physical strength as well, and with no protection from the courts, I cannot keep running from Allan, the late mother, whose death certificate will take up to 6 weeks to process, wrote. Included in the post was the Dropbox link, and Allan was seen in one of the videos standing at the foot of the bed telling his then wife, "I hate you, Catherine. I hate you. I regret every moment of my life that I met you." Bullying, intimidation, verbal insult. Other videos show Allan screaming behind doors, yelling at his children to shut up, absence of emotional empathy, and shows the hypocrisy of the stance that he says about protecting them, and dramatically leaving their home and refusing to take care of his little ones, abrogation of responsibility, withdrawal to assert control. One video that Catherine shared showed one of her daughters crying that she doesn't want to go with that crazy guy. She claimed in her Facebook post that Allan had made a false 911 call, claiming she was capable of killing him or my own children. Smearing. He reportedly filmed her being questioned by police, who ultimately did not arrest her after they determined that he was lying, she claimed. This is how I've been living for years, the former special counsel to Kathy Hochschild wrote. Like a hunted animal, worried about when Allan will make the next false report. He sees all of this as a game, and the court does not stop him. She had been arrested in January 2022 for reportedly violating a protective order by approaching her daughter. In result, she was let go from the governor's office. The charges were later dismissed. She claimed the courts took away her children, her home, her dogs, and her life savings. Their father has spent years and millions of dollars, over $3 million, to eliminate me from our girls' lives. Assertion of control through financial means. He will never relent. As long as I am alive and want to see them, they will be damaged over and over again with every attempt I make. What is the point of that? The last thing I want to do is make my own children suffer, she said. However, Allan's lawyer, Gus Dimopoulos, told the New York Post at every stage of this 4-year custody dispute, the court system has acted responsibly and thoroughly. Following a neutral forensic evaluator's assessment, the court ordered an immediate order granting their father sole legal and physical custody. The court also issued an urgent order of protection against Ms. Kassenhoff, eliminating unsupervised interactions with the children based on what they observed when they were with their mother. While it is always difficult limiting a parent's access to their children, given the circumstances of this case, it was found to be in the best interest of the children to take these steps urgently. The children have been in our client's care for 3.5 years, and they are safe and healthy. Catherine also accused her ex-husband and his team of telling her children to hate her, telling Ms. Magazine, "My children have been diagnosed with various serious mental health conditions as a result of this trauma. They have been told to hate me, to call me Catherine instead of Mum." In an email filed in the New York court system, shows one of her daughters emailing her, "Mama, I hung up on Dr. Older because she is annoying and she said you were dangerous. I hate her and I don't want Shira to replace you, and I miss you and I love you so much." The videos that I have seen demonstrate the ignited fury of this man as he lashes out at his wife. It also is demonstrative of the way that he has persuaded the courts that she is the problem, and undoubtedly as a consequence of her own emotional thinking and failing to understand what she was dealing with, she took steps which actually worked against her. Repeatedly, he needed to assert control over her as a consequence of the way that she fought him. But ultimately, this demonstrates the repeated behaviours of a determined narcissist who needed to assert control over the former intimate partner primary source by malignly hoovering her with the emails that he wrote, that he repeatedly abused her in the relationship, and then continued that abuse by alienating her from her children, with the impact that as a consequence of her illness and the fact that she saw no hope for dealing with this individual, that she decided to take her own life. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.